There are a couple of things that I think about, and it's such a good question. In 2020, when we were going back to COVID, we went through some very tough times, and a lot of bad things happened, but a lot of good things happened too. The empathy that we had. I remember neighbors checking on neighbors, neighbors checking on seniors. Do you need anything from the grocery store? What can I pick up for you? I remember people clanging pots and pans at 8 o'clock every evening to thank healthcare workers for staying in those hospitals, putting themselves at risk for us. And there was this special kind of feeling in the air where we came together, and it was beautiful. There was a lot of loss, but there were a lot of good lessons, and there was a certain amount of humanity. And we've lost that in many ways. I think about it and I get sad. We've lost that in some ways. When times are tough, and we've seen this throughout history, when people aren't working, people aren't able to feed their families as well, things are expensive, blame happens. And we've seen this in history where minorities get blamed, immigrants get blamed for everything that's going wrong. And we're seeing a lot of that now. And history should have taught us the lessons, but I guess it hasn't. And it is about continuing to speak up. A lot of the time, it's education as well. It's people not actually knowing people or understanding that people are similar in so many ways, more similar than they are different. And when people hear those stories and understand those stories, they act differently. But there is this divisiveness that's happening right now where it's us against them, and it is scary. And my hope is that we, a collective we, humanity, take a step back and understand this is not the route to go, and look to the South and really understand this is not the route to go. Um, I was the Minister of Women and Gender Equality and Youth, and the gender equality part of my ministry meant all genders. And so there was a lot of discussion about queer rights, trans rights. I was responsible for that file. And when people would ask me about trans kids and rights and all these things, I brought out numbers, I brought out facts, and they were scary facts. Like more trans kids will take their lives, suffer from depression, all of these different things when they're not included and they don't feel that they can be who they are. We're in a time now where people are being vilified for just being who they are, whether they come from a different place, whether, they don't look a certain way, whether they love who people think they shouldn't love, to our detriment. And you're absolutely right. We have backslidden. I think of 2020 and I think COVID was terrible in so many ways, so much loss, but the lessons and the empathy and the love, frankly, that existed at that time isn't there now. And we need to ask ourselves why not and correct it quickly.